Marionett, Chapter 1, The Beginning. What the hell was Callister thinking when he did place our returning point to the woods of Comaria? This is how I thought to myself. It was probably because of twisted and sadistic sense of humor that Callister had. Their great anger, frustration, tiredness and anxiety that was almost uncontrollable screamed inside me while we moved carefully toward Castle of Rapanethia with our clothes on that were slippery with blood. I would just like to yell and cry, but there could be a fatal consequences if too strong emotion would broke out. The moment when we reached Gorge of Siguria, I had the courage to breathe a bit more freely, even if it did not flush away the horrible feelings that I had inside me. I needed to go some calm place. I was the last person to fall in our group. I could diverge from our group and go by myself to my secret hiding place. No one would even notice or miss me right now. Quietly, without saying anything to no one, I split up on my own ways. It didn't help my inner state. It just grew more my awful inner feelings. The rising half moon at least brought me a little sense of comfort. Maybe there would be something nice at the full moon time to be looking forward. Or maybe not. Recently, Wolf had this unpleasant habit that without any explanation he hadn't showed up. That thought just stopped my chest so heavily. I didn't even get any explanation afterward from him. If I asked about that, there was excruciating silence until I changed the subject. I sped up my steps. I should try to control my thoughts that were evolved from my feelings so that no one could hear them and would start alert me. My breath started to increase from all of this. Brisk walk helped a little. While I was walking, suddenly my attention became attached to the upper stony soil where there grew a single white moonflower which bathed and itched under the moonlight. Suddenly more torturing agony took me over. That flower looked so beautiful, calm, and so utterly satisfied under the moonlight. It didn't seem to have any worries or thoughts from anything that what had happened or what could happen. It just was there. How dare it? I was obsessed with monstrous desire to go and tear that flower with its roots away from the ground, shatter it to the small pieces, and throw it to the shadows. And all that because of at the moment that flower dared to look so pleased in the midst of everything, while I barely even could hold myself together. Only my unspeakable hunger to reach the nameless waterfall did prevent me to not to do that for that moonflower. Soon I would be there. Soon I would get some small moment of remedy. And there it was. A nameless cave which had the calming pond where from between the outcrop flowed a small waterfall. I stripped my clothes off and left them beside the shrub of lilac. I waded to that lovely cool and refreshing water and then dived. Water felt to wash away all the burning thoughts and feelings away from me. What a relieving feeling it was. I just floated, swam and divided there. With some reason, always when I managed to swim by myself, it brought me unspeakable feeling of peace from everything that happened around me. The most unpleasant thing with it was to depart from the water. I never would like to depart from that place. Away too soon, I was have to took myself to the waterfront. I closed my eyes for a small moment. How my body just felt so lovely cool, peaceful and clean in the water after those hard feelings that almost had broke out and took me over. I took 3 deep breaths until I opened my eyes, and with the heavy feelings with me, I got off from the water and I moved beside a drop of lilac to dry myself. While I was laying around, I sniffed the soft and calming smell that came from the lilac. Those lilac and this pond might be the only thing in here that I liked and with whom around me I didn't need to be afraid of. Am I not the one thing that you like? It was Wolf. I had let my mind guard too low and he had managed to get inside of my mind. Well, you are quite nice, at least during the full moon time, I answered to him by sending him my thoughts. What about other times? At least I am not there lurking your weak mindset all the time so that I could try to take over your body and turn you permanently for a allure. With deep sigh, I answered to him, True. You surely are the best company from all the living beings in here. Well, it was true. Though at the time when others were around, Wolf did pretend that he could not tolerate me, but when we were between two of us, he was a nice company, and one could say that for me he was the only one to who you could call to be your friend in Centaurio. Well, are you planning to come to the waterfall of Tapuria during the next full moon? I carefully inquired from him. Perhaps I will, he answered with a bit irritating and soaring tone. Perhaps. So the wolf could also decide not to come. All right, I softened my voice as natural as I could and continued. Could you please nevertheless let me know if you decided to not come? There was no answer. He had left. What was wrong with him? I looked down to my clothes. The unpleasant feeling returned. I should dress up those clothes and with them the memories of our mission would return. I was starting to feel disgust. This was Marionett. Writer Sepia Kettu. Reader Laura Tohila.